I entered the Army in January of 1968, and by November of that same year, I received orders for Vietnam. I was assigned to the 23rd Military Police Battalion out of Chulai, and from there to a remote landing zone known as LZ Baldy. I would sometimes stand guard at the main gate, or be assigned as a gunner with an M60 machine gun on lead jeep for convoys. I was given the opportunity to put on a show for the guys on my LZ that Christmas. As a result, my company commander recommended that I audition in Saigon for CMTS, Command Military Touring Shows. CMTS would put shows together using military personnel and send them out to entertain troops where it was too dangerous to send USO shows. It was there in Saigon where I first met Woody. Woody had already done a 3-month tour with his own band, and then was reassigned to Saigon where he would book and route shows all over Vietnam. Well, I passed the audition. I met my bandmates Mike Garlington and John Akers. We were given 2 or 3 weeks to put a show together, and then we were off to entertain troops all over Vietnam as the new generation. We covered Vietnam from the Mekong Delta to the DMZ, from the Cambodian border to the Tonkin Bay. And when our 3-month tour of concerts was up, we were to return to our units and carry on with our normal duties. However, a couple of guys had been working behind the scenes, Woody being one of those guys, to get me reassigned to Saigon and work at CMTS. I was elated. I didn't have to turn my guitar in for a machine gun. Woody and I would often kid about who saved who in Vietnam, but when it comes right down to it, Woody saved me. I put shows together and Woody booked and scheduled them. When our workday was over, Woody and I, along with an Air Force guy, Vic Shapur, would entertain in after-hours clubs in Saigon. We worked together, roomed together, and played music together right there in Saigon. After that first month on LZ Baldy, my tour of duty in Vietnam turned out to be pretty sweet. After the Army, I returned to music in Southern California. I met up with a manager I had before the service. We started a band, named it Solid Gold, and the band performed on the Rising Stage at Disneyland. We opened for Waylon and Willie at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, traveled all across the U.S., and became recording artists. Look for Solid Gold 50s on K-Tel 8-track tapes. Okay, we're getting closer to songs from the Mother Road. Just bear with me. This is all leading up to something special. I moved to Nashville in 1981. Woody set up an interview for me at Coal Miners Music, Loretta Lynn's publishing company. So, I worked for Loretta for a couple of years, producing song demos, pitching songs, and helping Loretta in the studio. When Michael Wallace's Route 66 book came out, I bought a copy for my dad. We must have gone through that book a dozen times together. It conjured up so many wonderful memories, created a new spirit of excitement, and the longing to travel the old road once again. I was doing well in the voiceover industry during the 90s, and with the success audiobooks was having, I decided to create a CD dedicated to the history of Route 66. Then one CD became 2. And then with Don King's help as narrator, a 3rd CD happened. Soon we had a 3-CD set of the Route 66 collection selling in the museums and gift shops all along America's Main Street.
It was left to a songwriter named Bobby Troop and a song called Get Your Kicks on Route 66 to really put the old road on the map. When Nat King Cole recorded the song in 1946, it became his most requested song ever, and more than 100 different singers have recorded it over the years. The song has never been out of print.
I gave Woody a copy of the audiobook to listen to, and he caught the bug himself. In 2005, we would finally take that Buzz and Todd adventure together. In the spring of that year, we flew to California to perform for my mom and her friends at her retirement village in Covina. We rented a car for the journey back home. Since we both had commitments in Nashville, we would split up this adventure to allow us to see more and not rush. This year it would be from LA to Oklahoma City, and next year from Chicago to Oklahoma City. I have to mention Chick from Victorville, since we just lost her recently. She was the perfect soul to guide people through the Victorville Museum. We'll never forget you, Chick. It was on this 2005 adventure that I suggested Woody write a song about Route 66, and so he did.
It's a lonely road and a busy street. It's a hustle and a bustle and a quiet breeze. It's the Pasadena traffic in Missouri Sticks, that old 66. It's the Arizona desert and Chicago wind. It's a midnight diner up around the bend. It's a stalled out engine and a tire to fix, that old 66. And the rhythm of the asphalt goes on and on and on, like the pounding of a heart beating free and strong. It's a concrete jungle in an old mud hole. It's a rat race running and a Sunday stroll. It's a knee-high cola and an old cane pole, that old 66. It's a rusty Ford tractor and a new suitcase. It's a Cadillac ranch and a smiling face. It's a one-speed bike and an old shoelace, that old 66. Well, you love her like a lady who sometimes treats you good, and you wouldn't want to live without her even if you could. It's a honeysuckle blossom in the morning dew. It's a silver-lined moon looking back at you. It's a drop-top Chevy in an old horseshoe, that old 66. It's a clicking and a clacking in the smoke of the train. It's a coyote prowling out across the plain. It's a rattlesnake river in a driving rain, that old 66. She's a stranger to the future, a promise of the past, the main street of the world that's moving fast. Well, it's freedom and it's prison and it's billboard signs. It's a Mustang keeping it between the lines. It's the tumbleweed, the cactus, and the lonesome pines, that old 66. That old 66. That old 66.
So this would be the first of many songs that Woody would write for Route 66. By this time, he had had much success in writing songs for various artists, like this one for Loretta Lynn.
Cheating on a cheater, don't feel like a cheating, and I'm proving it again tonight. Lying on a liar, don't feel like lying if someone ain't treating you right. Loving on a lover who's loving on another don't feel like a good love should. And cheating on a cheater, don't feel like a cheating, or I wouldn't be feeling this good.
This one, which became a #1 hit for Conway Twitty.
The day we said I do, I really did, and so did you. Love came so easy coming true. I wish we could find that love again, but I'm afraid we won't. 'Cause when we said I do, we really did. But now you don't.
Now, our audiobooks were gaining momentum, and I thought a CD of Route 66 songs would be a good addition to the Route 66 collection. It was during the second half of our journey in 2006 from Chicago to Oklahoma City. I asked Woody to write an entire album's worth of songs for the Mother Road. He was hesitant at first. He thought he'd taken everything he knew about Route 66 and put it all into that first song. But when he puts his mind to do something, he does it. Lori and I had been going to church with Don King and his family for several years. I suggested that Woody give Don a shot. As soon as he heard Don sing the lyrics for We're Going West, he wrote all of the songs with Don in mind.
We're gonna take a lot of city living, baby, we gotta shake. There ain't no stopping us, we're making a break. We're going west. We're gonna grab a cup of coffee at the old Midpoint Cafe. And when the sun goes down, we'll be cruising through Santa Fe. Now there's an angel in Seligman we gotta see. We're gonna get that desert dust all over you and me. We're going west. Yeah, we're going west. There's a two-lane blacktop we're gonna take. A lot of city living, baby, we gotta shake. There ain't no stopping us, we're making a break. We're going west. And when we finally cross that California line, to the sandy beach and the surf and the sweet sunshine,